Welcome back to the Piping Pastor. Well, after a rather long hiatus, I have returned. Obviously, just refilled the Zippo. Ran out of fluid whilst I was out on my trip, but I had some backups. So, brought some matches, but we had a lot of rain on and off. But happily, I had a bit as well. So, all things being equal, a Bic lighter is a Bic lighter. Gets the job done. This is my first pipe since I've returned home. So, of course, I'm smoking my favorite tobacco in my favorite pipe. This is my Meerschaum Church Warden, carved by Curtit. And in it is the Bourbon Barrel Aged Plum Pudding Reserve. Which happily I was able to stock up on after the whole Sutliff thing. And I think it's back available now, though. Honestly, I haven't even looked because I got enough to last me for years. So I'm good. As I mentioned, I was going to be spending about a month out in the wilderness doing the ministry. And all went well. There were a lot of challenging aspects to it. There were some good times, some bad times, but I had a lot of very good conversations. A lot of people that really sought out their spirituality. I brought a bunch of Bibles with me and gave them all away. And the Bible study classes I had, the services and so forth, and I mean, very well attended. As I mentioned, this was not like a church camp where everybody who goes is a Christian. A lot of cultural Christians, but in terms of like devout followers of Christ, very small percentage. This is more of like an outreach kind of a situation. And shared suffering creates bonds because there was a bit of suffering out there. I won't lie. But it gave me the opportunity to say, I have the joy of the Lord, and even in these really difficult, trying circumstances, I can still exhibit joy, and it's not some kind of fake smile that I'm putting on, because you can tell, right? If someone's having a miserable time, they're like, "No, I'm fine." You can tell, and I was not doing that. I was not putting an act on at all. There were some times when I got frustrated as well, and I let that show, not fully, but I let them show and let them understand that, yeah, even people in ministry can experience frustration. So had a few people come to me like in the middle of the night, over to my little pup tent, and under cover of darkness had a good discussion about their faith and discussions they didn't want to have out in the light of day around other people seeing them. So I was able to share quite a bit, and the overall theme, the overall message I was trying to offer was from Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and God's righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Just keep the main thing the main thing. Because when all this is stripped away, because there was no phone, none of that kind of stuff out there. I mean, it just really just you in the ground, some packs of dried food, and that's about it. And when all those distractions are stripped away, it gives you the opportunity to think about what really is important. Who do you really answer to? And in those conversations, a lot of people didn't know until it was really put to them in that environment. So the bummer being away from the family for a month, not being able to talk to them even, or video chat or anything. And as I said, physically very trying circumstances, but worth it. God carried us through it. God carried me through it. God, kept, the hand of blessing on my family while I was away, and all in all, really good. Now, couldn't bring my phone, but I was able to bring my pipe. So I mentioned this before I left that I was going to be trying out a couple of new tobaccos, which I realized was a little bit um, daring, because if I didn't like them, I'd just be stuck with them for a month, because it's not like I can go to the store. Now I had the Capstan Blue, right? I had the old stand by the Capstan Navy Flake, because I was like, at least want one Virginia out there to kind of break up the English blend, and I also want to be sure I had something I knew I liked in the event that these two other blends didn't pan out. So the first one was Peterson, my Mixture 965. Now, I know a lot of you have tried this before. It's a pretty popular one. It's been around for a while, right? It says brown Cavendish accompanied by light Oriental tobaccos and small Latakia leaves. It was okay. I know a lot of you out there like this, swear by it. I could see this being an easy daily smoke. It's okay. If someone gave it to me again, I would smoke it again. Would I buy it again? No. I mean, it doesn't stand out for me in any kind of special way where I'm like, ooh, I want to get that again. I mean, if I'm going for a Latakia mixture, I'd rather have Northwoods or something else. It's very middle of the road for me. In terms of strength, flavor, I mean, it lit easy, stayed cool, all the things you want out of an easy daily smoke. But there's nothing special about it. Capstan, of course, was good as always. But the one I was very happy about that I tried and very much enjoyed was my HU. And like everyone else, I'm probably going to mispronounce that. Fayum. I'm going to call it Fayum because I think that sounds cool. But this is Latakia, Kentucky, Virginias, and Black Cavendish. This was awesome. Tinned on it's great, smoked great. This also smoked really rather cool, but the flavor is just fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Latakia, and this is a real good Latakia. And I think that Latakia Kentucky mixture really, was awesome. And you got the Cavendish in there mixing the Virginias in really well. So there's a little bit of sweetness, but a whole lot of smoky. And it was just a pleasure to smoke. Now, a little strong. As I mentioned, the My Mixture 965, and it was nothing. You could smoke it on an empty stomach, first thing in the morning, and you'd be fine. At least I was. But the Fayum is a little bit stronger. I wanted to smoke it first thing in the morning, in the evening. The afternoons got super hot, so that was very much a Virginia kind of time. Honestly, I didn't really smoke in the afternoons very often. We were so busy doing stuff, and as I said, it gets this is that time of year where the desert it's not too terribly bad weather-wise. It's about as good as it gets right around this time of year, but still, 40 at night, 95 during the day. But the Fayum, it's great, and I was enjoying a pipe of it one night, and a young man came over to talk to me, and we're sitting there having a casual conversation. He goes, "Oh man, this, it smells good. It smells good, but it's getting me lightheaded." So just the secondhand smoke off my pipe was giving this young man a nick hit. He found a little overwhelming. So it may be a bit on the strong side, but it was a great one in the evenings after a long day. 15, 16 hours of doing this, that, and the other thing to just sit down and light up a pipe of that Fayum, even things out really, really well. So I can definitely recommend it. If you're a Latakia fan, you don't like lap bombs, stay away. And again, the My Mixer 965, yeah, not bad. I think it'd be a good introductory English. Good to say, it's not real super flavorful in any kind of thing. It's just a nice, easy middle of the road thing. So if you've been an Aromatic fan or a Virginia fan, you've never really gotten into the to the English side or whatever, that'd probably be a good one to give it a go on. It's a decent tobacco. But in any case, I'm gonna keep this one short. Starting next week, we'll get back into the Bible lessons, poetry in the Bible, and so on and so forth. I just want to make sure I said hello, give you a brief report on what had happened, and I'm sure I'll make references to it in the Bible videos as we go forward. But as for right now, I'm just going to sit in my comfortable armchair that's not on the ground with rocks, and enjoy a pipe that's special to me. So, hope you have a lovely week. As always, happy reading.